What's going on, everyone? Justin here with Trading Cards and More, back with another video. It's been a while, had a lot going on, but I just wanted to bring this video to you guys. I recently submitted some cards to SGC. If you watched my past videos, I did a SGC order a while back. The reason I did this is because I didn't have enough cards to go off to PSA at the time, and I had some vintage cards previously I sent to PSA, and they did not grade them. They said they did not meet the minimum size requirements. Here are those 5 cards that PSA would not grade. They are in this order. We're going to be going through those as well as a bunch of other cards that I sent off. Let me know what you think about everything in the comments. And without further ado, let's get into it. So I do like the way they package this. It's pretty cool. Get a box, you get the tuxedo sticker. As you can see, I submitted these on November 2nd. Alright, one thing I definitely like about SGC is their turnaround time. I sent these off November 2nd and I got them back already. Basically about a 2-week turnaround time. Really fast at grading. When you send vintage cards to PSA, they're definitely slower on the vintage. I think it took me about 3 or 4 months on the last order. So if you want to get something back quick, definitely go with SGC. Also, their pricing is pretty good. It's $15 a card. And that doesn't matter if the value is really high, unlike PSA, where if it has a certain value, you have to pay more money. So I do like that aspect. So our first card is a Kaboom card. We got McGuire. I can't remember what I paid when I picked this up, but I've gotten 10s with every single Kaboom card I've ever sent in, and this is the first one that didn't get a 10. I got a 9.5, which is still a pretty good grade. Next, we got a 66 Hank Aaron. This one got a 5.5, which is actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting that. It is off-centered and does have some corner issues and stuff like that. So, I mean, even a 5 I would have been happy with on this one. Looks like there's something going on there. Definitely a good one. Happy about that. All right, 63 Hank Aaron with a 5. That's a pretty good grade on that card. Now, this is one of the cards that PSA said that did not meet the size requirements. Apparently SGC thought otherwise, which is really awesome because this is a nice looking card. I did kind of measure it up when I had it and it looked a little bit short left to right, so I am surprised that SGC graded it. I was expecting to just get an authentic slab back when I sent this in, so to get a 5 on this 63 Aaron is pretty awesome. Next we got a 63 Maze. This is a really nice card, specifically because the yellow does not have much whitening around the corners, except for this corner. A little bit of a print defect. But to get a 6 on this card is really awesome. I don't recall what I paid for this card. I've been holding some of these cards for a little while. But a 6 on a 63 Willie Mays. That is awesome. Alright, next we got the 61 Aaron. I got a 4.5. And there you go. PSA wouldn't even grade it. They said it did not meet the size requirements. So I think this one was, once again, left to right. It was not big enough for PSA apparently, but SGC thought otherwise. It is pretty off-centered. So because of that, I think a 4.5 is pretty good for this card. It does look really sharp though. The corners are really sharp and the edges and everything. But obviously I can't send it to PSA because they won't grade it, so 4.5, not bad. Next we got a 61 Mantle. This one got a 2.5, which is good plus. Strictly because of the centering on this card. I never attempted this one at PSA. I think I'm definitely considering cracking this out because it does kind of have a miscut to it. And if PSA gives it a miscut grade, it will grade higher. I think worst case is they'll give it like a 3. But I might take my chances on that Mantle because it's a pretty nice card. I might just regrade that one. Same thing with this McCovey. This one got a 3. Really sharp looking card, just way off centered. Pretty much, you know, a miscut card. So definitely considering just cracking that one out and sending it over to PSA. Let me know what you guys think. What would you do? And we got a Hank Aaron, an 1860 Topps. Another miscut card. You can see part of the next card right there. Definitely. If you can get a miscut qualifier at PSA, something like this might get like a 5 or a 6 with a miscut. And it would probably bring more money than a 2.5 SGC, so. Pretty nice looking card though otherwise, and I think it's deserving of a higher than a 2.5. Next we got this 1960 Willie Mays. This got a 2. Another miscut card. You can see part of the next card over here. Other than that, a nice looking card, a little bit on the edge there. Probably something like a 4 miscut, so I can see it getting a 2, but I cracked this out of a GMA holder. It was a 4.5. GMA doesn't really hold much value, so still a decent card if you take away the fact that it's miscut, but I think a 2 is just kind of a low grade that it's not going to bring much value. Next card, I was pleasantly surprised about this one. This Hank Aaron 58 got a 5. That's definitely the highest grade that one's going to get with that centering. If I would have sent it to PSA, I would have been lucky to get a 5. I was probably expecting more like a 3 or a 4 on this card. So, super stoked about this one. I think I have a 3.5 in my collection. It's PSA graded. This one's a 5. Definitely looks better than that one, so might be holding on to this one. Really cool card. One of my favorite Hank Aaron cards, the 58 Topps. Next, we got this Hank Aaron from 1957. This was a big surprise as well. I picked this up at a card show months ago, and it was in pretty rough shape. You can see the surface has issues on it. You can see the corners had some wear, edges, everything was pretty... I wasn't really expecting more than a 2 or a 3 on this card. You can see the back has like some discoloration. So, super stoked that this got a 4. I don't think it really deserved it, but apparently they thought so, and I will take it. Next, we got a LeBron. I used to grade a bunch of LeBrons. I picked this up for pretty cheap. Got a 9, which is really what you can expect on these. It's pretty hard to get 10s. I could see a little white on that corner there, so that might have done it. But still LeBron rookie. It's a 9. Not horrible. Next, we got this Willie Mays 68 Topps. I got a 6. And PSA said it did not meet the size requirement once again. So we got extremely lucky with this one. I think it might have been the left to right. That was not the right size according to PSA, but SGC thought it was good enough. So I'm super stoked on this one. That one I will be definitely holding on to. We got another 68, which also did not meet the size requirements. As you can see, I have 2 of them, and they both made it through the SGC. Once again, I think it was the left to right, but they said that it was the right size, so I will take it. Got a 4.5. Not as good as a 6, but obviously this one's probably a little bit more off-centered left to right, which is probably what knocked it down. Then we got this 67 Willie Mays. This did get the authentic minimum size not met. This was actually an old one that I had bought online, so it was a long time ago that PSA said it was not the right size. So they also agreed, and you could tell by looking at it that it just was not the right size. The borders are too small, but it was not altered apparently, or at least I don't think it was altered, because if it was altered, then they would say it was altered, not minimum size. So, but who knows? I'm not the expert, they are. But really nice looking card. I mean, it looks pretty much near mint, maybe near mint to mint, except for the fact that it's not minimum size. So it's a really nice looking card. Got another LeBron rookie. This is his MVP Upper Deck rookie card, and he got a 10. Really nice. I've gotten maybe 1 or 2 10s from PSA with this card before. So I bought this one because it just looked really sharp, and it's not going to be worth as much as a SGC 10, but you know, still a nice card. Next, we got a 73 Mays. Pretty nice looking card. I've bought a handful of these cards, and this one surprisingly got a 7. I would say off center, top to bottom, definitely. Left to right's not too bad. Pretty sharp looking card. Even the back doesn't have too much wear on it, so really nice to get a 7 on a Willie Mays card. That was his final card. And then we got another one. This one, the colors look a little bit off, but it got a 6.5, which is just slightly less than the 7. A little chip at the top there, but still a 6.5 is pretty good. Then we got this 72 Roberto Clemente. This got a 6.5 as well. Really nice. Probably the centering is what knocked it down to a 6.5. But really sharp looking 72 Roberto Clemente. Got all the stats on the back there, really cool. Nice card, happy with that one. We got a 69 Hank Aaron. This one, once again, that left to right centering was pretty far off. And that's why that one got a 5. I think that's probably the best grade you're going to get on that one. It's really sharp though, really nice looking, clean back and everything. 69 Hank Aaron SGC 5, I will take it. Then we got this one, we got the 68 Hank Aaron. Pretty similar image to the 69 if you look at them side by side. I think they did use the same image, I don't know. Anyways, this one only got a 3, which I think I recall when I bought it, they said it was in VG condition. Oh, I can see it right there. So you can see it right on his head there. There's like a crease, wrinkle, whatever, going through the card. So that's what knocked the card down. You can't see it on the scans or anything. But as far as just the straight eye appeal of this card, this definitely looks like a near mint card. So really, really sharp. Pretty nice centering. It's a shame that I had that crease in it. Obviously, if it didn't, it would have probably got a way higher grade. But I also would have probably paid a lot more money for it. So you just want something to put up on the shelf and look at it, and you're not going to get it under the light. This has a great eye appeal for a 3. Next, we got a 67 Hank Aaron. This one's miscut. You can see part of the next card right here. Obviously, this one only got a 1.5 due to that. So this one's probably going to be cracked and sent over to PSA, because I think this one's probably EX to mint or better with a miscut grade. If it's an SGC 1.5, it's probably going to sell for a lot less than if I just get it graded by PSA and it gets a miscut grade. And the last card of the order, we got a 67 Ernie Banks. This got a 2.5. Once again, completely miscut. There's like no border on this right side. But a really sharp EX to mint card. Potentially near mint. Just miscut. So definitely another one that's going to be a candidate for cracking and sending off to PSA. I pretty much just sent everything in here. This is definitely a learning experience. If you have cards that are miscut, send them to PSA. Because obviously SGC is going to downgrade them big time, which you can see here. This was kind of my first time experimenting with these type of cards. On the other hand, if you have cards that PSA did not want to grade because they did not meet the size requirements, you might want to send them off to SGC. So hopefully you guys learned something today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. How do you think I did? I think I definitely did pretty good on some of these. And then some of these, as I stated, you know, if they're miscut, they're going to downgrade them pretty hard. So you might not want to send those off to SGC. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.